Milan are looking to get a flying start here in the long race towards the finish line. This is a day for optimism, for hope, for dreaming of what might be. Well, colour and passion just oozing from the stands here. These fans love their football, and we're about to be dished up a feast of it. Well, we're on the way. Ronaldinho, the man who you could say was the man once upon a time.
Yeah, certainly wasn't the noughties. So many games where his magic just shone.
And of course there was that really famous game in November of 2005.
I know the one you mean. One of the most dominant performances by an away side in Madrid. He was absolutely instrumental.
Here's a chance! Van der Ven spots it and intercepts. Can he get on? Ronaldinho! Oh, that was nice, but not quite the end product required.
It was such a clever idea to lift it into his path.
Chance, surely! He scored!
Well, once more, it's him. And we can't be surprised because his instinct for doing this is incredible.
It was casual, it was careless, and it has proven costly.
Milan really were asking for trouble there by failing to cope with a formidable press.
So the game's first significant moment, and it's come earlier than perhaps we anticipated. Batistuta! And Batistuta! Loose ball now, and there's a chase on to retrieve it. McAllister. Here's Doku. Now it's Lewandowski, a probing pass. He can run onto that. And he's quick to get it clear again. Jordan Henderson. Foden. Great vision. Goes looking wide. Oh, it's played into the area. Up he goes! And one more try!
Norway definitely are on top of things in these early stages, Peter. If this is how they intend to go on, I think...
Lewandowski! And again the keeper stands strong. And we have our very first corner. Pass somewhat off target. And now they can spring out of defence. Zaire Emery.
Well, I wouldn't quite advise they should resort to risk-taking at this stage. There's plenty of time left yet.
Pacho cuts it out. And here's Messi. Great ball, and he's in here. Cleared without hesitation. Now it's Lewandowski. Tries to play it through. Alexander-Arnold cuts out the pass. Upamecano. Back into the middle. That's a throw. And here's Park Ji-sung. Great defending, strong and determined. It's Park Ji-sung.
Oh, great feat, that.
Played in by Park. Climbs up big! And he was there to get a vital touch.
Griezmann actually didn't do an awful lot wrong, to be honest. That's just playing it safe and simple.
Hernandez. And he has been fouled there. And he has shown him a yellow card. And that's off target.
The moans and groans are predictable. He felt compelled to try.
Very nearly half an hour gone here. Ambitious ball here. Steered out wide, but he won't reach that one. Upamecano.
Norway are totally dominant in the middle of the park. A no-way through zone.
Tries to pass it through. Messi. The message is clear, none shall pass. And it's Messi. Looking for options for movement. Well, that is not the best ball, and he offers an apologetic look.
Encouraged the pass with an intelligent run, but the pass just lacked pace.
Foden. Deflected behind for a corner kick. Corner number 2 then. And he's been shifted off it.
OK, being behind at the break isn't ideal, but there's plenty of time to reply.
And here's Griezmann. Oh, that's delightful. Can he finish?
Well, he got rid because he was under pressure.
Upamecano. That is ended up in no man's land.
A lot of space here, a real opportunity.
It could be in here. Well, that's surely a foul, free kick. And no surprise, that's a booking.
Well, if he's serious about trying from this range, I think he must feel he can generate the power. Big ask. It was a sterling effort, and at least he kept it on target, and it was worth a go.
Not the most accurate pass. And no, that was never going to make it. Ronaldinho. Oh, can he get onto this? Well, here's a man adored by many, even deified by some. Alexander-Arnold. Zaire Emery. Oh, some tackle that. There's the whistle for half-time. Well, it's certainly simmered along nicely so far. Just the one goal in it, and it's all still very much up for grabs.
Well, obviously things are not good, Peter. It seems the team were just a bit too busy playing within themselves. Too tentative. They have to improve and make it fast.
And we are back on the way.
Milan really need to bring up their intensity and rhythm a notch or two, Peter. Just looked a step too slow on everything.
Cross deflected over the goal line for a corner. So, third corner of the game. And it's pulled back.
Oh, how that cross missed everyone is an absolute mystery to me. It warranted a finishing touch.
Milan are looking to go forward now. He's through, it's 1-0, and Messi! And he hits the net. AC Milan are all square. And that has added a whole new complexion to the game.
Well, I'd happily watch this every week, Peter. This is exactly what you want from a big game. Just as I thought, Peter, it looks like this is a side that's setting themselves up for a counter-attack.
Yeah, stand by for the early ball, the big one over the top.
Yeah, and those that are up top, Peter, have to be willing to chase. And, of course, those in midfield have to be ready now to recycle.
And they have got just the right players for that. Skillfully cut out, he is so at ease on the ball. Oh, that's a vigorous challenge. Ronaldinho. And the shot! Oh, the ball's run loose here. Oh, what a ball! The ball goes in. Oh, what a clock! And the keeper couldn't hold it. Goal, Norway! And they're back in front. And he's only too grateful to capitalise on the keeper's misfortune.
Well, listen, last line of defence and you don't get it right, then you're paying a visit to your net.
Norway take the lead.
Milan really are going about things in the right fashion, Peter. It's great to see.
Well, they're looking a whole lot more urgent now.
I think they just have to keep forcing the issue and they'll get clinical.
Oh, it's a foul. It could be a penalty. Milan really could have done without this. So this to extend their lead. It's gone in, and it is an own goal.
That can happen to anyone. It's truly, truly unlucky for him, but it's just the way it is.
So one moment's crazy confusion, but they all count.
Listen, sometimes you need that little bit of luck in games like these.
Adams kept his eye on it, and he's there. That's ruffled a few feathers, but well dealt with. That'll be a throw-in. Jordan Henderson is someone so often referred to as the defender's defender. Park Ji-sung hangs one in. Defending of the desperate variety. Batistuta. Lewandowski. Now Foden. Looks a foul. Yep, referee's given it. Well, you might think he got off lightly. It is just a verbal warning.
Substitution.
Oh, well played. That has snuffed out the danger.
Lewandowski really was well marshalled there because he was denied the opportunity to turn.
Oh, he's enjoyed that. He evidently loves the contest.
That appeared to be an inevitable outcome. Too much traffic.
Upamecano does really well to win the ball there. Foden. Now that looks a decent ball. Oh, they can break here. That's a shade optimistic. Passes coming off in quick succession here. Jordan Henderson. Pacho. Now Van de Ven. Jordan Henderson. And here's the chance to counter. Nicely weighted ball. Excellent challenge there, uncompromising. Ronaldinho. Threads one in. Adams. Zaire Emery. And it's Hernandez. Plays a sharp little ball here. Doku tries making a foray down the right. Aims beyond the defence. Picked out brilliantly, and the flag has stayed down. Well, that defending is unapologetically persistent. It's almost personal, and it had to be. Looking for the run. Norway clearly now in lead preservation mode.
This is the time you need that pace.
4 added minutes has been indicated.
And that has left him in a heap. Alexander-Arnold. The referee's awarded a free kick. And he is going into that little black book.
Well, what goes through a player's head at times like that is a mystery to me.
Substitution for Norway. Number 6.
Both sides then taking this chance to turn to their benches.
Number 47, Phil Foden. Number 18, Doku. Number 37.
Can he get it through?
Coming on the
Fires
field,
it in low.
Number 45,
Osimhen.
Osimhen. Number 38.
They want to be quick here. It's breakaway time.
15, Neymar.
Ronaldinho wins the duel this time.
Substitutions taking place.
And the referee brings it to a close. Well, that's a tough one. Losing is never good, but this one feels especially hard to take. Not a lot that went glaringly wrong. Well, what a sight this is. The colour, the choreography, the camaraderie. The fans have pulled out all the stops to make this a monumental occasion. And the mood is boisterous. It is a perfect ambience for the central characters who are ready now to perform. And we're underway. It is that familiar feeling again, old foes, fresh hostilities.
Any attack containing Raul is a frightening sight for any defence.
Chance for a shot! Marvellous goal!
Well, talk about a real rude awakening. It's almost as if the defence saw nothing coming. They just didn't anticipate, on heels rather than toes.
Wonderfully smooth, smart and slick.
Just the sort of forward pass he's been looking for. Very telling.
Intimate, real chance! And he was there to get a vital touch.
This is why he's so highly regarded. Absolutely fantastic. All he needs to do is to place this between the goalposts and basically let them attack it.
It's a mighty effort! Oh, it rattles the bar! Now it's Griezmann. Well played, that has snuffed out the danger. Nicely weighted ball. Played back in. Isak. Ter Stegen gets his hands on it and the danger is averted. And here's Griezmann. It's Griezmann! Oh, the keeper's done ever so well.
Well, someone's doing his job properly, Peter, that's for sure.
Now it's De Bruyne. Pass is just off target. Guardiola. And the counter-attack is on for Milan. He's through, now is he in? Bernardo Silva. Now, can they get him away? That is a great pick-out. No, not quite on the same wavelength. And that pass is somewhat less than ideal.
Inter clearly didn't help themselves by telegraphing that one. It was always going to be intercepted.
First quarter of an hour gone. And he cuts out the supply. Looking to play him in. Isak. There's a goal! They have hauled themselves right back into it.
And that comes as a very welcome relief. Now let's see who's got what it takes to seize the initiative from here.
Well, one moment you're in possession, the next you're picking the ball out of your own net. That one. Big chance! Goal! Inter! And they're back in front. Truly superb. A goal of such supreme quality, composure and class.
Well, we could be a little critical of that defence then, but the timing was pretty much perfect.
And now he has two. Inter Milan take the lead. Oh, easy pickings there. Now it's Haaland. Still very early doors, but it is a closely contested affair. And here's Park Ji-sung. Knocks it into space. And it's played. Can he finish? Sticks it away. A quite incredible spell. They are flying. That's wonderfully done. Crisp hit, true finish.
Haaland really showed his coolness, Peter, by not getting flustered on such a tough skill. And for me, it was controlled perfection.
Inter Milan go two up and into a position of reals. And this is Raul. And the shot! Oh, the ball's... Oh, it's fallen kindly here. Just off target.
Haaland certainly knows that he's missed a real chance there, but he can't dwell on that. He needs to pick himself up and move on.
Pinches it off him. De Bruyne tries to play it through.
Milan are really in a position where patience and prudence will serve them best. Time's on their side.
Nice interception, his positioning was spot on. Saliba. Milan making some potentially decisive changes. They weren't waiting around. And he's going to have his name taken. Oh, it's a nice idea, but the execution was lacking. It's a threatening ball. And the finish! Ødegaard. Looking for options for movement. Always onto this. Dunk cuts out the pass. A slightly better ball would have led to a very different outcome there.
Well, everything up to the final pass looked decent. They just...
Can he finish? Just cruising! They are cruising! They are really purring here, and they have extended their lead in the blink of an eye. That really is quite fabulous, all his own doing.
Yeah, and having the thrust to get there is one thing, having the composure to score is another.
And there's the shot! Lacking in accuracy.
Well, probably not the best way to try and get back into this game, but it could spark something into life. There they go, hunting again.
Adams. And here's Isak. He's had a fair tumble under that challenge. Isak. Great chance! And the keeper has shown real class. He had to be at his very best.
Well, it didn't quite come off this time, Peter, but that's a warning to the opposition. This team know how to counter, and they'll be looking to do it every chance they get.
Inter Milan have the chance to go the other way. This looks promising. Shapes to shoot! He's got a goal! And they're at it again in double quick time. Just so calm under pressure, and he managed to fashion a fine finish.
Yeah, he won the jostle, and it was a very good finish.
Oh, that's a foul in a dangerous area. Van Dijk has been sent off, just to confirm it was a straight red.
Well, I suppose the other choice, Peter, would have been to let...
He's gone for goal! Well, he caught that pure, but no end product.
Well, I suppose he was being urged to shoot. Maybe the crowd will stay a little quieter next time.
Referee's had a look, and he's blown his whistle for half-time. Who would have seen this? By any yardstick, it is pretty much ideal for them. Well, the players definitely know they're in a derby. More of the same to come after the break, you can be sure of that. Here we go again then. Milan didn't have a great first half. They need a change of fortune. Dunk with the challenge, and he has given away a free kick.
That's positional gold, the utilisation of space.
Oh, that was vital. Dunk. De Bruyne. Can he get it through? Now that looks a decent ball. Well, he has slightly undercooked that one.
Well, I think the opposition saw that pass coming a mile off, and it wasn't the best decision.
And this is Griezmann. Now, this could be a chance. Oh, good-looking ball. It's all a little bit desperate, but it's got the job done.
Yeah, they showed a vulnerability until the move was stifled. That'll have stirred a little concern.
Aimed beyond the defence. Real chance here. Not the most convincing of passes. Well, the defence just about came out on top, but they were certainly tested. And the shot! He's scored! How many? Just how many? The gulf in class is vast.
Some of those players look totally lost out there now, Peter, and you can't blame them.
He's got 4. That is remarkable. Things looking so easy, almost too easy here. Gets a good foot in there. Park Ji-sung did just about enough to come out on top there. Neither party overly willing to compromise. Looking for the run.
Whatever happens, that's the kind of movement which raises hope.
Punched away. Milan perhaps contemplating their next change here. And he plays one through. And he's onside. Chance, surely! Oh, taken with style. It hurts, does it not? Oh, how reality hurts.
Absolutely no element of fluke either. Makes this even more worrying in some ways. Well, it's been an absolutely fabulous spell for them, and they're starting to look unstoppable. There could be more on the way.
Now it's Raul. Picks out, takes a shot! In he goes again! And that has faded wide.
Well, he certainly reacted quicker than anyone else, Peter. He just couldn't keep his composure in the end.
Van Dijk kept his eye on it, and he's there. Bernardo Silva. Chance! Brought out the best in the keeper. Corner number 2 then. Oh, smashing header! And now a sudden chance to counter. Couldn't squeeze it through. He's on it, can he get away? Defending of the desperate variety. Batistuta. And he's had it nicked away. Whatever he had in mind, that was not it. He's through here. Well, it's Batistuta.
Well, Peter, just see here how a lot of the attacking players aren't dropping back anymore.
And that means just one thing, I suppose.
Yeah, they just simply want to engage the counter-attack.
Good challenge, excellent challenge. De Bruyne.
They've got to make this nice and quick.
And there's green grass ahead of him. Mbappe gets through on his own.
Sostituzione per il Milan. Numero 23.
Milan can make their change now with a break in play.
Numero 21. Lasciano il campo per
Milan will have one further opportunity to make a substitution after this, their latest change.
It's a decent chance to counter-attack.
Plays a sharp little ball here. Dunk. De Bruyne. Tries to pass it through. Oh, he's going to be disappointed with that. Guardiola.
They'll want to make the most of this turnover.
Oh, well measured. Mbappe. Now there's a fine ball. Hazard! He has done it! And that takes him up to 30. 30 goals for this side. As simple as you like, the outcome utterly inevitable.
Way too good, Peter. Too quick, too smart for that defence.
He's having a shot! And he hits the net. And the headlines continue to get darker and darker.
I can see some heads dropping here now, Peter. I see things getting even worse out there if they're not careful.
He's free, he has got space. There's some great running on show here, but ultimately there was no way through. Now it's Hazard. There's the shot! No mistake! Well, it would have been harder to miss.
Mbappe really can't believe his luck. He was allowed so much room when he should have been boxed in.
They're still trying to make a game of this. He's in a great position here. Oh, what has happened here?
This is the time you need that pace.
Oh, it's a great ball here. Tries a shot! It's a goal! And it is becoming almost too painful to watch. Where to next?
Well, I think we've reached the point when even damage limitations is no longer an option.
And that is it. The referee has seen enough. A tale of two teams, one irresistible, unstoppable, the other fragile and... So bring it on. Hype, expectation, emotion. The game yet to kick off. The excitement already palpable. And the mood is boisterous. It is a perfect ambience for the central characters who are ready now to perform. There's the whistle.
Well, Michael Owen is, of course, likely to be the key player here, Peter. The mere sniff of a chance and he's away.
Who's arguing phenomenal pace as well.
Well, his pace was his game, really. It makes defenders nervous knowing that at the slightest misjudgment, he's probably uncatchable.
And he uses it with such intelligence. There are few able to do that, aren't there?
I totally agree with that. There aren't.
And he's managed to get free. Oh, well played. Now it's Messi. Quality ball. Now it's Batistuta. Van Dijk kept aware, and it is reclaimed easily. And it's Kukçu. Knocks it into space. Oh, good take and a good air. Shot, surely! And it's a goal!
Well, they would have been looking at him to produce the goods, and that was very kind of him to oblige so early.
A momentary lapse, mercilessly exploited. They were absolutely lethal.
Well, let that be a lesson to them, Peter. They have to stay focused at all times. Any lapse in concentration, voila.
His first significant moment, and it's come earlier than perhaps we anticipated. Looking for the run. Pass somewhat off target. Passes coming off in quick succession here. Oh, this is... Oh, shooting chance! It's a goal! That is remarkable! All square in a matter of moments.
Yeah, since going a goal down, they've dug in to produce a really fine spell, which for me deserved that equaliser. Yeah, and he did well not to stray offside there as well, Peter. He just seemed to instinctively know when the ball was going to be delivered, and he got it right.
Liverpool grabbed the equaliser, shot a goal! And he looked every bit the assured keeper there.
Yeah, he was well placed to deal with that.
Milan with their first corner, the first in the game for either side, actually. Looks a foul. Yep, referee's given it. And he's intervened well there. Threads one in. And he cuts out the supply. Can he get it through? Isak! It's loose, and there's a race for the ball. Still very early doors, but it is a closely contested affair. Now it's Ronaldinho. Liverpool couldn't do a whole lot with it there. They could do with more sharpness in their passing. Stood up well to him there. And here's Batistuta. Saka. In with the challenge. Elects to cross. He gets big. No, not the best of headers. Baresi. Saka. Van Dijk. Rijkaard. Guardiola. Can he get on the end of this? And that's gone all the way through to the keeper. And that pass is somewhat less than ideal.
Well, everything up to the final pass looked decent. They just couldn't pick out that killer ball.
And he's been shifted off it. The ball has bounced loose now. He's in space and looking for options. Oh, well played. He needed to get that right. Guardiola tries to pass it through. Hakimi, Messi. Liverpool looking to pass their way through. No, not quite on the same wavelength. Marquinhos. Baresi. Now it's Park Ji-sung. Out towards the flank. It's Park Ji-sung. And this is Messi. Cross from Hakimi. Oh, it's a nice idea, but the... And the shot! And into the grateful arms of the keeper. And now they can spring out of defence. That's an imaginative pass. Saka. Baresi. That could spell trouble. This looks promising. Crossed into the middle.
Been there, done that, unfortunately. You immediately want to have another go. Believe me on that.
Il quarto uomo indica 2 minuti di recupero.
Tries to play it through. He's shifting through the gears here. Hernandez. Batistuta.
This is the time you need that pace.
Knocks it out wide. And that'll be the last act of the first half. Nothing to separate the two teams at half-time. They've both given it a really good go, and they head into the break all square. That's a really interesting game, and they head in at half-time at 1-1.
Sostituzione per il Milan. Numero 23. Lascia il campo per il
Liverpool get the ball rolling for the second period. Shin to shin, bicep to bicep, and he wins out. Saka. Milan come out of the tunnel having undergone a change at half-time. Decent chance! He's scored!
Boom! There we go. And it couldn't be much better. He was born for the glory he's just managed. The apple on top of the tree.
Wonderfully smooth, smart and slick.
Well, we could be a little critical of that defence then, but the timing was pretty much perfect.
So we have a breakthrough. Now how will things develop from here?
Listen, when it comes to goals, Peter, in this team, he's always the #1 contender, and he's done it again.
Great vision. Mbappe is wide and looking to get onto this. Oh, that's neat. Well, the movement is slick, the speed is slippery. The defence, though, a big chance, must be, shapes to shoot! Goal! And there's the goal they've been looking for. That really is quite fabulous, all his own doing.
Well, from the moment he got involved, he looked as if he'd go all the way. Terrific.
Well, that has changed the dynamic somewhat.
This is wonderful front-footed football. The manager will be absolutely thrilled to see his team clicking in every department.
There will be a throw-in. He is just caressing the ball. Rijkaard did just about enough to come out on top there. Neither party overly willing to compromise. And Owen! And it's there! And they are cruising away. And that is a goal worthy of universal appreciation. Even the opposing fans have to recognise the quality there.
Oh, that's an incredible shot. The dip and the curl he managed to get on it. Impeccable technique, Peter. Absolute.
And he shoots! Sticks it away! They forced the error and extracted the maximum punishment.
It's just sloppy to lose the ball like that, Peter. The ease which they were able to cut through them from there, that definitely doesn't have a good look about it.
So, just a consolation, or is there a way? Can he finish? And that is certainly not what he had in mind.
Oh, what a chance. He probably had more time than he realised.
And they're quick to get it back. The pressing's intense, and it's paid off. And that's really well manoeuvred. And they can counter here. And this is Messi. It's a threatening... There's the shot! No mistake! Well, one moment you're in possession, the next you're picking the ball out of your own net. That one will sting.
Well, a little more decisiveness on the ball and that probably wouldn't have happened, but still, it was very well played. Great pressure to force the error.
It's starting to look like a done deal now. It's gone for a throw-in. And it's Guardiola, played out wide. Ball driven towards the far post. Ronaldinho. And this is Messi. Owen. And this is Park Ji-sung. It's all a little bit desperate, but it's got the job done.
That's simply brilliant defending. They were outnumbered, but he still came out on top.
Park Ji-sung. Cannavaro gets over and intercepts. Now it's Owen. Messi picks out. He's having a shot! They've done it! Yet another goal in an awesome performance. They are in complete charge. There was to be only one outcome.
Well, how's that for composure, Peter? You can see the keeper tried to put as much pressure on him by staying upright, but it didn't faze him, not in the slightest.
Lasciano il campo per il numero 18, Forlan, il numero 19, il numero 10, Hazard.
Milan making another change here. Liverpool are at the peak of their powers. As for their opponents, a long way from that.
Well, that's really winded the opposition. You can see their manager screaming on the touchline, telling his team to calm down. But they'll need to do that pretty quickly. It's composure from here.
So what can they conjure from this one? This then an ideal chance to cut the deficit. Oh, terrific save. Messi. Now it's Ronaldinho. Now, can they get him away? Nice interception, well timed. Well, the runner's been sold a little bit short there.
They should have done a lot better there. The final ball was very poor.
Looking to play him in. Ronaldinho providing an outlet on that flank. And this is Owen. Tries a shot! He's got a goal! And it is becoming almost too painful to watch. Where to next?
It's a mass exodus now. Certain sections of the stadium are leaving in droves, and you can't blame them.
He's got 4. That is remarkable. Liverpool are having a ball here. Goes for the shot! Oh, denied at the last.
Il quarto uomo indica 6 minuti di recupero.
And it's Azar. And that has been cut short. Nicely shaped ball. That's good vision. Too much on it, and that is an easy claim for the keeper. Gets a good foot in there. And here's Ronaldinho. Takes a shot. He's beaten the keeper, but hit the post. Keeper always had the measure of that.
A moment to try and place the cherry on the cake.
And it's been taken short. Owen. Saka. And there goes the final whistle. Milan played more than a part in what has been a very exciting game. A game that began so promisingly from their perspective. The noise is just about reaching a crescendo here as these two sides get ready to lock horns. This is football at its finest. Well, it looks like a big game, sounds like a big game. Everyone involved is absolutely up for it. There's the whistle. Fabio Cannavaro, Jim. Some people credit him with making defending fashionable again.
I didn't know it had gone out of fashion, Peter, but yeah, his exploits certainly led to the guys at the back getting a bit more credit.
Yeah, and I'm sure for you that's a very welcome development.
And long overdue. That's positional gold, the utilisation of space.
He's got away. And the shot!
Well, he got rid because he was under pressure.
Rijkaard promptly onto that, and that is that. Strong running down that left flank. Looking to go deep. Looking for the run. And here's Bernardo Silva. Aubameyang, and the shot! Oh, he's been caught on it. It's fallen kindly here. Goal!
Well, talk about a real rude awakening. It's almost as if the defence saw nothing coming. They just didn't anticipate, on heels rather than toes.
And he's only too grateful to capitalise on the keeper's misfortune.
Well, it still had to be finished off, so well done to the goal scorer, but the keeper should have done a lot better.
Milan are already chasing the game. They didn't envisage that. Now it's Bale. And he was quick to react. Well read, nice interception. Bernardo Silva. Messi. Goes looking wide. Hazard has it in a wide position.
Milan are really in a position where patience and prudence will serve them best. Time's on their side.
Nice interception. His positioning was spot on. Bale. Can he finish? Goal! Again in a trice, and they are soaring. The invitation was clear, and it was accepted with the utmost glee.
Well, of course, it's great play to set him up, Peter, but you can't say the defence did themselves many favours then. They really should have picked him up sooner.
Parma are doing very nicely, thank you.
And things are much healthier in their favour. Mind you, you would have thought that when the last one went in.
And a chance! And that's what you call inspired goalkeeping.
Really anticipated that well, didn't he?
Parma with their first corner, the first in the game for either side, actually. Hazard is there, and he can get that clear. Messi. Bernardo Silva. And it's lofted through here. Pass is just off target. Hazard going face-to-face with his great rival. Shoots! Good run, lovely take, but that is where it stopped.
Oh, it's very good running that. You're always going to have chances with that kind of movement.
And that has been clubbed away. And now they can spring out of defence. Casillas gets it away. Well, it looked promising for a moment, but it came to nothing. Batistuta receives it in a wide position. This is their second corner of the game. He saw the danger and he went crashing in. Parma have the chance to go the other way. Oh, what has happened here? The defence opting here for strength in numbers. Adams, defending his corner stubbornly, stood up very well to his man. Bernardo Silva showed plenty of zest in getting to the ball, but couldn't quite sort it out. And this is Hazard. Hazard stood his ground strongly. Hazard! Shooter! Danger averted for now. Milan are still behind as we reach out for half-time. Adams. Messi. Aimed beyond the defence. Now it's Messi. He might be in here!
Well, at least they acknowledge the effort.
Now it's Isak. Now that's well seen too. Lampard. Oh, well measured. Aubameyang. He's in space and looking for options. But that is good defending. It's been repelled. No, again there's no way through. And it's Lampard. And here's Aubameyang.
I wouldn't fancy playing up front in these circumstances, to be honest. There's absolutely no supply.
And the first half is done. Reflections on the first half?
Milan really are lucky not to be down by more, Peter. The manager's going to have to come up with something a little special to lift these players. Otherwise, this one's as good as done.
Here we go again then.
I think it'll be fascinating to see how they're going to change their approach here. They have to go for it and try and pull one back, but they also have to be aware that going 3 down will probably seal their fate.
Real chance! Just cruising! They are cruising! And they are tearing the opposition apart here. Simply breathtaking stuff. And a trademark move ends with the inevitable classy finish.
Parma are such an adept counter-attacking team. They produced something out of nothing there. A few seconds was all it took for them to convert a defensive situation into a goal. And it's very...
Big header! And it's in! No space, no problem. You just cannot stop him.
Well, he had to deal with an awful lot of unwanted attention, but his tenacity won the day.
So, just a consolation, or is there a way back from here? Bernardo Silva. And it's Guardiola. Searching pass he's played there. And he's lost his man. Shot a goal! No mistake! That really is quite fabulous. All his own doing.
I'm not making any apologies, but I was willing him to supply the finish, and he came up trumps.
As if 3 weren't enough. This is nigh on utopian. It's starting to look like a done deal now. Oh, well played. That has snuffed out the danger. Guardiola.
You can never be short of runners into space, as long as the space left be...
Terrific header! Final touch was poor.
Milan certainly looks sharp there. They're very well drilled in this art of counter-attacking.
So, can they find a way to turn round this deficit? Now it's Park Ji-sung. Cannavaro wins the duel this time. Rijkaard. Bernardo Silva. Dunk kept his eye on it, and he's there. Now it's Bale. Bernardo Silva. Milan can breathe again. Just. He's having a go. And the ball. In he goes again. Oh, taken with style. Just cruising. They are cruising. Some heroic goalkeeping, but even that couldn't save them this time.
Yeah, his instinct told him that the keeper would struggle to cope with that, so top marks for him following up. I think it's really sharp play, it was well read, and he was a little quicker than everybody else.
How many? Just how many? Tries a shot! Oh, denied at the last.
I thought it was a really good break. No shortage of pace nor intensity. Exactly what's required when on the counter-attack.
Lovely pass, but can he get there? Parma are looking to play on the counter here, aren't they?
Well, I think it's pretty clear they've changed their shape, certainly when defending at least, because they've got to be ready to hit them hard on the counter-attack, and that seems to be the plan.
And it's Koundé. Batistuta. It's a pretty loose pass. Lampard. That's a cute ball. And the shot! And again! It's bounced back off the post. They've done it! And the headlines continue to get darker and darker.
Well, this is turning into a real hammering now, Peter. They're demoralised.
Parma are at the peak of their powers. As for their opponents, a long way from that.
Well, their manager seems to have them always thinking about the next goal. When's the next goal coming? They're such an entertainer.
Oh, he's been caught napping! There's some great running on show here, but ultimately there was no way through. Oh, that's wonderful alertness. Rijkaard. It's Park Ji-sung. That looks a good ball through. Bernardo Silva is the distributor-in-chief, always looking for movers. That's the keeper's ball. Mbappe. Bernardo Silva. Oh, this looks sharp. Tries to pass it through. That is a brilliant interception. Now it's Forlan. Knocks it into space. Good read, needed to be. Well, the ball just didn't work out for the run that he made.
Parma clearly should have gone for the easier pass. Now they'll have to quickly regroup.
And that was very necessary. Oh, he's going to be disappointed with that. And here's Mbappe. Batistuta. Big chance! Really well taken goal. Well, was he ever going to miss that? Of course he wasn't.
Well, so often it comes down to that quality on the final pass, and we've got it here, Peter. The defence might want to have a good look at themselves as to how they let it happen.
Well, they have a goal, but it is surely too much to hope for a comeback. Just seeing the board now, it's going to be 5 extra minutes. Engages and forces him off the ball. Tries to play it through. It's loose now and they want to get it back. And here's Park Ji-sung. Gets a good foot in there. And that is as far as it goes. Milan have very little in the way of excuses here, simply having no answer to a display that... Well, what a scene we have here. There's a real expectant buzz in the stadium, and the players on the pitch are raring to go any minute now. There's nothing quite like match day, especially here. This crowd doesn't do ordinary, and we should be in for something very special. So it's down to business here. Well, here's your hero, goal scorer, match winner, saviour, all in one. Lionel Messi is indeed one. Isak! Well, the finish certainly didn't match the build-up.
Beautifully worked to take the defence out of the picture, but there'll be no rush to see the replay on this.
Taken back almost at once. Looking for options for movement. Oh, that's a very decent ball now. Guardiola. And the pass is intercepted. And here's Isak. Oh, he's got that all wrong, and it's a penalty. Milan presented with a golden opportunity here. So the most significant moment of the game. And he's buried it! 1-0! A time for a cool head, and that is precisely what he showed.
I just think the keeper committed himself too early.
Bayer Leverkusen finding themselves unexpectedly behind. Ribery. Can he get on the end of this? Looking for the run. Could try cutting inside here. Oh, smashing header! Firm header, just off target.
That's a great attempt, although he clearly feels he should have done better with it.
That is good pressure, just hounded him off it. Tries to pass it through. Threads one in.
Well, it's a move of great promise, but will it really prove productive?
Great chance! No mistake! And once more we are all square. You score, we score.
Well, going behind has simply triggered a collective determination to hit back, and they merit nothing less.
Lacking for neither time nor space, it could scarcely have been more straightforward.
Yeah, it's mystifying that a player of his talent wasn't picked up sooner, and he picked them off instead.
Bayer Leverkusen grabbed the equaliser, and we're all square.
Well, I think the players will be buoyed by the fact that they've managed to level things in a hurry. Tails most definitely up now.
Takes a shot! That carried quite a threat. Has a look and plays it forward. Shin to shin, bicep to bicep, and he wins out. Lovely pass, but can he get there? Bit of an appeal, but nothing doing. Bayer Leverkusen are looking to break at pace. Messi tries to play it through. Played out to the left flank. Doku gets his head on it! Goal! Bayer Leverkusen! They've done it! It was coming! They have their reward! He watched it all the way, and the finish was unerring.
He did so well there, attacking the ball the way he did. He got a strong forehead behind that one.
Bayer Leverkusen get themselves into the lead.
Well, it's been an absolutely fabulous spell for them, and they're starting to look unstoppable. There could be more on the way.
And he's on a charge. Hangs in a cross. Can he finish? Good movement there, but not the best of finishes.
I thought the wing work was A1. The defending and finishing was anything but.
Midway through the first period, and it's looking quite a game here. Oh, that's fabulous. He's having a shot! It's in! Again, in a trice, and they are soaring! Well, that has changed the dynamic somewhat.
To be expected, Peter. They've gone and stepped it up, something they've been threatening to do and will continue to do by the looks of it.
Out towards the flank. And this is Batistuta. Up he goes!
Well, he got rid because he was under pressure.
Gnabry is one whose deliveries we all know about. Now it's Isak. Isak is flagged offside. Oh, good spread. Not the most convincing of passes. Some excellent tackling here, and that one a perfect example. Isak!
Well, he certainly wasn't in the mood to take any risks.
Hazard. It's Hazard! And a terrific save from the keeper.
Yeah, he was well placed to deal with that.
Gnabry gets into some space. Milan are still behind as we reach out for half-time. Hazard with the delivery. Adams gets across to intercept that. Robertson.
This is the time you need that pace. Well, it seems as if he's just had a momentary lapse and slipped into tunnel vision because he had good options around him and he failed to get his head up.
And the finish! He's got a goal! With half-time at hand! Perfect timing! And that will surely go down as one of the easiest goals he could ever score.
Well, the defence were being far too casual there, Peter. Far too slow to switch on to the danger. That's the kind of thing that...
And a chance! And yes, it's there! And this is getting better and better. And that really is so impressive. Isak! Oh, he's been caught napping. Aimed in towards the centre. And that'll be the last act of the first half.
Sostituzione per il Milan. Numero 14. Ribery.
And that's the start of another 45 minutes.
I think it'll be fascinating to see how they're going to change their approach here. They have to go for it and try and pull one back, but they also have to be aware that going 3 down...
He's gone for goal! An attempt which, in hindsight, was probably just beyond him.
Oh, he's usually such a good finisher.
Milan with their first corner, the first in the game for either side, actually. Tries to get it clear. Bayer Leverkusen have the chance to go the other way. He's got away. Can he get it through? Oh, shooting chance! Well, it looked promising for a moment, but it came to nothing. Now that's well seen too. Now it's Hazard. Now, can they get him away? Batistuta.
It's a decent chance to counter-attack.
Milan do look as though they've made a half-time change here.
I'll be fascinated to see how the change now affects their overall strategy.
Knocks it into space. Frimpong with an air of confidence about him, a certain swagger.
Well, I thought that run had balance and control, skill and strength. The sort of desire we hope will spread.
Chance for a shot! Oh, he did the hard part right, but fluffed the finish.
Almost the perfect move. Almost. The finish just wasn't quite at the same level.
Sostituzione per il Milan. Numero 21.
So, time for changes on both sides, actually.
Lasciano il campo per il numero 18. Forlan. Il numero 13.
That's a cute ball.
Attenzione, un cambio.
Griezmann. Azar. Oh, it's a nice idea, but the execution was lacking. Nicely weighted ball. Shot at goal! And that is doing no harm at all.
Well, there's always that risk, Peter, when a team commits too many numbers forward. You can't help but leave some gaps at the back.
Looking to play him in. Hazard receives it in, climbs up big! Decent attempt, but not quite good enough. Plays a sharp little ball here. It's Griezmann! Just not quite happening for him just now.
Well, the breakthrough hasn't come yet, Peter, but you do feel they're upping the ante here. They'll get their reward if they can stick at this.
He's picked his way through. That has not gone well. Milan still have the cards to affect this game. Great vision. Oh, well played. That has snuffed out the danger. Well, there is a look that says it all. A piercing stare.
Well, that's down to a simple miscalculation. No more, no less.
There's a beautiful simplicity about this contest. Willing running on one side, dogged defence on the other.
Sostituzione per il Milan. Numero 20. Numero 22. Messi.
Out to the left it goes. Mendes providing an outlet on that flank. Not the most accurate pass. Frimpong, and the shot! And the shot! And the referee has brought play back and shown him a yellow card.
Size really matters, and it's time to make it matter now.
Tries a shot! Milan are looking to go forward now. He is through here. He's being urged to shoot. Kimmich. Oh, he's done very well to take that back. Griezmann. Bayer Leverkusen needed that. They really needed it.
Yeah, they showed a vulnerability until the move was stifled. That'll have stirred a little concern.
Yeah, that does look a foul. Referee's given a free kick. Guardiola looking to play it into the box.
Well, great position for a cross this, Peter. Now to get good contact on it.
Ferdinand tries to clear. Kimmich. Now it's Vinicius Junior, and he's managed to get free. Vinicius Junior chance! And that is wildly off target.
Spirited to say the least. Certainly gave this crowd something to really cheer about.
Well, he's going to be disappointed with that. Cute ball now. Can he finish? Relentless! Just relentless! And they are cruising away. A horrible blip, a situation utterly avoidable that has resulted in considerable embarrassment.
Yeah, they've only got themselves to blame. Mistakes in those areas are very punishable.
It's starting to look like a done deal now. And it's Hernandez. Tries the cross. And the goalkeeper's got a good palm to that.
Ci saranno 3 minuti di recupero.
Kimmich played out to the right.
They'll want to make the most of this turnover.
He's found a way through. Gnabry. So much time and space. Decent chance! He scores! Results no longer in doubt. It's just about how many. Well, was he ever going to miss that? Of course he wasn't.
Well, so often it comes down to that quality on the final pass, and we've got it here, Peter. The defence might want to have a good look at themselves as to how they let it happen.
It's become a case of men against boys.
Well, their manager seems to have them always thinking about the next goal. When's the next goal?
And that is that. Milan pleasingly clever on the ball. They had their moments, but ultimately they take away nothing. How would you summarise what we've seen today then, Jim?
Well, there was a distinct lack of clarity or commitment in everything the players...